What's up, guys? It's Aaronitmar bringing you a Nintendo Switch update. Now, some of you guys may have seen this already, but this is news that has broken within the last 24 hours. I saw it late last night, and then I guess all the news outlets sort of picked it up, and I knew I was going to make a video on it, so I figured I would just wait till the next day rather than upload at like 3 a.m. But we have some new information about the latest Switch firmware. So if you have a Nintendo Switch, the current version that's out is 4.0.0. I forget what the previous one is. I'm sure it was 3 point something. But the current version right now is 4.0.0. So in order for this to work, you're going to need 4.0.0. But we can now use Gamecube controllers via the Smash Bros. Adapter from the Wii U version of Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo Switch on version 4.0.0. I think this is the first time this was made available. Like, I don't think it was from a previous update and we only noticed it just now. I think it is version 4.0.0. So if you're holding out for homebrew, you're going to need to make a decision. You're going to need to decide whether you're going to bank on 4.0.0 also having homebrew so that you can get GameCube controller support, or if you're just going to stick with what you have. But I made the decision to do 4.0.0 because I really like the GameCube controller. So with that, make sure that your GameCube adapter is plugged into your Switch, of course, and then make sure a controller is in it. And then you're going to want to head to the home menu, and then, of course, over to controllers. And from here, you can do find controllers. I think that's what will do it. I'm not entirely sure. It kind of just worked for me. Sorry, I had to pick up my GameCube controller. It kind of just worked for me. But if you press A, L, and R, you know, just sort of use the controller a little bit. Then you press back here. It will detect the USB controller. That's pretty much how I did it. I don't think pairing new controllers works because that is for the wireless controllers. And the GameCube is obviously not wireless. But over on controllers, you can see that it says USB. This is basically just how the Switch indicates that you're using a USB controller. I think maybe because either they're planning USB controller support or, you know, there's at least one more USB controller that will work. But it's detecting it as USB. You can't use, for example, an Xbox controller in the Switch. It just doesn't work because it's not supported, obviously. But the GameCube controller is, of course, supported. So you can see that I'm pressing up and down, and it's working. I'm pressing B. I'm on the home menu. I am messing around here. I'm navigating the menus. So it does work pretty much perfectly. There is one downside, and that is that on the GameCube controller, there is no ZL button. Z on the GameCube controller becomes ZR, and then you, of course, have normal L and normal R. But on the Switch controller and the Wii U controllers, there's L, ZR, and then ZL and ZR, and you don't have a ZL here. So certain games are not going to function properly. Of course, you can test out any game you want. Sometimes ZL isn't necessary for games. For example, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I've been playing this with the GameCube controller, and it feels so nice to finally play a Mario Kart game with the GameCube controller again. It is so wonderful. I think the last time was Mario Kart Wii, because after that was Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS, Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, obviously, but that didn't have GameCube controller support, and then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which now has it. It didn't have it originally, but it does, and you can see that that it works just fine. It works great, and I actually much prefer this to playing with any other controller. I like the Pro Controller, it does work, but Nintendo just hasn't seemed to beat the GameCube controller. And I think that's why the GameCube controller has been supported at some point on every console since the GameCube, because it just is perfect. It fits perfectly in your hand. The buttons are plastic instead of the rubber ends. I don't know, there's just something about the GameCube controller that I love, and I love that it works now with the Switch. It works with every game. On the Wii U, it only worked with Smash for some reason. I don't know why, but it did. On the Switch, it works with every game. And of course, this brings us to what this could mean for the Switch's life. It's very possible that this is going to mean two things. One, either Smash for Switch. Two, GameCube Virtual Console titles, and of course the best situation, the best timeline, both. And I really do think that both of those are going to become likely. There was something in the news sort of last year, I think, maybe the beginning of this year, where it seemed like games were being, I forget if it was like patent information or something, but it seemed like games were being prepared to be ported over to Switch or brought over on the Virtual Console. So this may be the next step that we're seeing. Of course, this also could mean that we're porting over Smash for Switch, which would be interesting. It would be interesting for a couple of reasons, because Smash for Switch is going to have different controls than Smash for Wii U did. Smash for Wii U had the Wii controllers and all of their peripherals for the Wii controllers, the Wii remotes. And then GameCube, Pro Controller, stuff like that, Gamepad, HoriPad. For the Switch, they have a bunch of different controllers. We can't use Wii remotes on the Switch. So they're going to have to get the Joy-Cons to work for Smash separately together. Then there's going to be the Pro Controller, which I think would just, port over just perfectly. And then now the GameCube controller support. So I am very much looking forward to the fact that Smash for Switch could be coming very, very soon. What do you guys think down in the comments? Please let me know. I'm very curious if you think that, our suspicions are correct. GameCube Virtual Console and Nintendo Switch, Smash for Switch are both coming out very soon. Because I personally do. I think that I'm pretty on the nose with this. So, yeah, please let me know what you think. I'm very, very excited to be playing some of my favorite games with the GameCube controller. Another thing is that there is no home button on the GameCube controller, so if you're going to need to go back to the home menu, you're going to need to keep one of your controllers nearby, whether that be a Joy-Con or the Pro Controller. Luckily, I always have my Pro Controller near me because before this, the Pro Controller was my preferred method for playing. But I'm very much looking forward to seeing different games played with the GameCube controller. If not just for the sheer fun of it. I can think of like Sonic Mania would be cool to play with the GameCube controller. I don't think Breath of the Wild would be able to be played with it. You would lose some functionality, I think, with the runes or the Sheikah Slate. So I don't think that would be possible. But like I said, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe works perfectly, and I'm sure further games are going to work perfectly later on down the road. So yeah, I'm super excited to be playing Mario Kart 8 with my GameCube controller. Like I said, it's my favorite means of playing Mario Kart, and I'm glad that I can now play the latest Mario Kart with a GameCube controller and have pretty much flawless gameplay. And just be comfortable the whole time because I love the GameCube controller. But with all that said, that is going to be it for this. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you have trouble, I guess. I don't think you're going to have trouble because it was sort of just plug and play for me. I just plugged it in. I just pressed some buttons. I did the LNR thing because that's what it was telling me to do. And then I backed out of the screen and the USB was available. So I think that's really all that it's going to take. But with all that said, thank you for watching. I will see you all next time, and I hope you have an awesome day.